Ben's band's pretty good.
How much do you think it would cost to see a Duhast?
Duhasvich. So we're live this week. We are on episode 37 now.
What? We got 12 subscribers on YouTube?
Yeah, I don't know how.
Keep chugging along,
We
baby.
don't even get 12 views a week. Damn it.
Penny pinch rate 69.
Petty pitch rate 68, 69, 96,
We need to get it up, man.
80 Hicks, and 72.
72.
Yeah, 72 is the number. Hit me up on Steam or Xbox, Dr. Show 72. You got Ninja Gay 76 over there in the Raiders uniform. But
You don't
We're
even
hitting
get mine?
That's
I mean,
a
me,
whole
Jack?
one
I
word.
don't even know what yours is, Nick.
It's pelvis
That's all
Furby.
How many times did your name get rejected or reported?
3 times. The one that really hurt was it was off of South Park because Randy's name was like loves to spooge and I put I live to spooge. That got banned, and then Nick Loves the JJ got banned. I was so fucking mad.
Justin Burton one time he made an account name and it was Peas and Butts. That one got banned, and then Peas on Muffs also got banned.
Peas on Muffs.
Yeah.
Elon Musk? I don't know. Anyway, we're hitting in on episode 37. We just had a very long rant to start off the episode about game tags. I mean, we started out with a show. Last week, I think it was a pretty good episode. We ended about 35 minutes long. This week, it's going to be a similar format. Recap week 7. Pretty good week. And then talking about Penny Pinch Ray, maybe some bye-week bill drops. And I know my thought was I was going to try to write an article about why you don't draft the same
Brock
people.
Osweiler.
No, I dropped him. I got Kirk Cousins now. But why you don't draft the same people in 6 leagues?
Because if you get fucked like I did with Shady McCoy.
Not only that, I got fucked with AP. I got fucked with Doug. Now I'm fucked with Shady McCoy in every league but the Bush League. And then in my Yahoo league I'm within at work, Tevin Coleman's supposed to be out now for a couple weeks. So I've now lost all 4 of those running backs in that one fucking league.
It's okay. This one as bad as one league this past week. I scored a total of 40 points.
Oh, that's like, dude, that's like
Hold on.
Alex this week. He did terrible.
Did you win, Wilson?
No.
So going into last night in my Yahoo league, I was losing 57 to 52. I had
You lost?
DT to go, and I won.
Oh.
I won. I think it was 60 to 57.
That's nuts.
What?
Like, I feel bad. Like, I honestly should have lost. Like, I want to concede. I want to be like, sorry, dude. Here's a win.
You should ask him if you won. You should have asked him this morning.
No, I posted a GIF of that little stormtrooper at a baseball game going like this.
Did I win?
Did I win? Ben hates me because of that. It was an honest mistake, guys.
No, it wasn't.
I honestly hadn't looked, but literally after I asked that question, I got the ESPN notification that says, "Congratulations, you won this week." And I
You
was
just beat the shit out of David Johnson 4000.
like, I want to screenshot this and post it. Because at
I
that
said it.
point, Nick or Ben was already fuming and had already burnt down a home, probably.
He's outside your window right now.
Well, you know
Look
what?
at
He
you.
burnt down. Well, big shout out to Ben. He just bought a house up on Signal, guys.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
House party.
Shout
House
out to
party.
Ben. I mean, I talk to him more than Cal, but I don't talk to him that much.
Hey, it's
I need-
Golden Bear's birthday.
I need to talk shit to your father after defeating him, but
Anyway,
I'm bad for him.
let's kick it into the weekly recap of
Let's do it.
scores. Some things happened as expected. Patriots steamrolled the Steelers. The Browns lost again. I actually thought the Jaguars would score more points. They did not. Somehow the Lions won in the fourth quarter, and now Matthew Stafford has the most passing yards in the first 100 games, not starts. The starts belongs to Aaron Rodgers. But I I think that's kind of crazy. A dude that doesn't necessarily have a lot of postseason experience or necessarily win experience, but through first 100 total games, he has the most yards passing.
He's all they have.
Yeah.
I mean, like, why can't
This
they
year.
find a good running back?
I think the thing before is, though, he had Megatron, so they had to throw it nonstop.
Dude, they have to throw it nonstop now. They cannot run the ball effectively.
Dude, Marvin Jones is killing it up there.
He is.
Yeah, he is.
I didn't think they were going to find a Megatron replacement. They sort of have. Instead, they just got 3 mediocre guys, and then one guy appears to be always open.
Yeah.
Marvin Jones. Or, as one Twitter follower, I thought he meant Matt Jones. So,
That's funny.
all him Jones.
No, what else?
Got
I mean,
a
we had the
whopping 0 points.
Jay Ajayi had another 200-plus yard game. The fourth player in the NFL to ever have back-to-back?
Yep.
I
He's
still
up there
feel
with
like you
them.
can't trust him though. If I were to put him in my starting lineup, I feel that he would give me 2 points.
Oh, I hadn't started him 2 weeks in a row now. But he's one of those guys, if I have a bye week and I got nobody else, I'm going to start him. But am I going to start him over Melvin Gordon or Jordan Howard? I would have to think about it.
I don't know. I'd almost want to start him over Jordan Howard at this point.
He had a bad week last week.
Yeah, he's had that in 2 weeks.
I know. I'm kind of surprised the Eagles actually beat the Vikings by 11. I know we were talking about it before we started the episode, and neither of you were really surprised about that. I mean, I honestly am. Wentz appears to be okay, at least. Not necessarily making terrible decisions.
I
it's one of those things. They came off a bye week.
Mm-hmm.
They're playing a team at home, and their strength was against their weakness. As good as that Vikings defense is, that Vikings offensive line isn't that great. And if you get pressure on Sam Bradford, he looks like a scared cat back there.
I mean, they had the Eagles, that is, had an interception and 4 fumbles?
Yeah, that first quarter was disgusting football.
Touchdown as well, I believe. I didn't think that the Eagles would win, but I thought that their defense would do very well. I still don't know what to think of Carson Wentz. I mean, he's just a rookie.
I mean, he had 138, a TD, and 2 interceptions. So not great, but he sure as heck didn't lose in the game. The defense just played phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean, Carson Wentz is going to be that dude that's just he's going to win you games, but it's not going to be flashy 330. It's going to be 250, 2 touchdowns and a pick or no picks. He's just going to protect the ball.
I mean, he had 3 fumbles though.
That's only at this point too. I mean, he's a rookie. We'll see what he does down the road, but I mean, he's not costing his team games.
Yeah, so, and he did that against arguably one of the best defenses in the NFL.
Yeah,
so you got to look at that too.
Mm-hmm.
But it's one of those things. Teams coming off the byes, you give them that extra time. Look at what the Chiefs did to the Raiders. They fucking beat the shit out of them. You give them 3 extra days to study.
The Raiders can't play the Chiefs. The Raiders haven't been able to play close to the Chiefs ever since we beat them on that Thursday night game when we were 0-10 or something crazy like that.
It was last year.
It was 2-3 years ago. I'm still in Chattanooga, so.
So, let's look. I'm gonna look at the.
What else was it? The Titans lost to the Colts. Andrew Luck is just chucking that pigskin.
He is throwing it. Let's go through it this way. So we're week 7. We're pretty close to halfway. 8.5 weeks. So you got another week, and then halfway through that, you'll be halfway through the season. Of the people currently playing, what 4 teams do you think are going to win division? So AFC East, I think it's just a lock. It's going to be the Patriots.
They're going to the Super Bowl. I was talking to people at work. I don't see a team right now that can compete with them, minus Denver, just because Denver's strength of getting after they take away that 1 second that Tom Brady uses against every other team to pick them apart. And if they find a way to stop that pass rush, I don't see them losing.
Hey, man, and the Patriots traded for Kyle Van Noy from the Lions today, so that adds some linebacker
They traded the Patriots traded their third string tight end. That mean a lot to the Broncos. They got a fifth rounder.
Yeah.
So AFC West. Right now, the Raiders are up top, but who do you think comes out with the West?
That I think is arguably the toughest division. Like it's a three-way race between Denver, the Chiefs, and the Raiders.
Thing is, I honestly think somehow the Chargers may be able to sneak into it. It's just they kill it in the fourth quarter. They cannot make the decision. They did this past weekend against the Falcons, but the rest of the year they've just crapped it out in the fourth quarter.
So what was that stat? They were one of 3 teams to lead for like more than 290 minutes this season.
They're solid, man. They're scary. But.
No, it's the AFC West right now is probably the toughest division in football.
I mean, if you had to pick somebody, I have a feeling both of y'all are going to pick the Raiders.
Nope. The Raiders. Nope. The Raiders' schedule down the road is tough.
I'm
picking the Broncos, and you can call me a homer, but I'm picking the Broncos. Do you guys think the Broncos or the Chiefs are going to win that division?
I would almost say the Chiefs.
I mean, it's like you're saying, it's a toss-up. It really could be either any of the 3.
You could almost put the fucking Chargers in there.
Like, they could sneak in at the end.
Because the Raiders play Tampa this week, and then it's Denver next week, and then I think it's a bye, Houston, and then we play like Carolina, Indy, the Chiefs again, the Chargers again, and then we finish with Denver.
All people that play really well down the stretch.
Yep.
What about the AFC North? Right, Steelers lead it right now. I do not think they sustain that, especially with Big Ben missing at least the rest of the middle of the season. I'm a Cincy. I think Cincy's the favorite there.
I do as well.
I saw a thing that he might come back in like 2 weeks up.
There's no way.
He's done it before, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's a fucking machine, dude.
He's done crazy shit like that before.
No, but I really think in that whole division, the best well-rounded team is Cincinnati. Mm-hmm. I think if they just got A.J. Green some fucking help so they don't triple cover that guy. And I think
what's their rookie wide receiver they got?
It's Boyd.
I mean, he's not done anything. Like, it's literally been just A.J. Green, and that's it.
They're throwing to Brandon LaFell. That's their number 2 go-to.
And that means absolutely nothing because, I mean, he's
putting up numbers. Yeah. In the last, week or 2, he's putting up numbers. So.
Yeah, but I think they're throwing more out of the backfield now than they are down the field. So
yeah, Gio's killing it. Jeremy Hill's killing it.
Both of them. They both had 20-plus points this past weekend.
Yeah.
When Tyler Eifert can finally pull that tampon out and get his ass out on the field and do something, then maybe he'll be a little bit more potent throwing the football down the field. But until then,
so what about the South? The Texans lead it right now. I don't think that sustains. I think they crap out here soon.
That is a dumpster fire of a division.
The Colts are looking better and better as the week goes on.
I would say the Colts somehow rally and win that division.
Their defense sucks, though, real bad. But their offense can kind of overcome how terrible that defense is.
That's what they do. Andrew Luck overcomes the crappy defense they have. And I think all 3 of us, the Draft Bus crew, when we went into the season, we thought the Colts were going to be the bottom, the very bottom of that division. And it's not. It's the Jags. It's 50 Burgers and Bortles.
I mean, part of me, I really thought they were going to do well, but then part of me was it's the fucking Jags.
This was the year, though.
Reminded that Gus Bradley is their coach. How does he still have a job?
I don't know. He's fucking 13-40.
But this was their year. They spent a shit ton in free agency. They had Bortles. They had Allen brothers. They got Julius Thomas, a receiving tight end. They signed Chris Ivory.
And they have TJ Yeldon.
But they had that dual threat running back piece. They drafted Ramsey. They signed Prince Amukamara to Sean Gibson. They drafted Miles Jack. The weakest link on their whole defense is linebacker. But yet they're getting thrown on nonstop.
And they still have Cyprian. They got Dante Fowler back. That team should be stacked.
I don't understand it. If you look at it in the AFC, They don't have the most points scored against, but they're bottom half.
See, to me, that just screams coaching.
But the thing too, they have the least points for in the whole AFC. I would expect I could expect them to have a lot of points for, and maybe a few above, bottom half of the league in points against at least.
They didn't add anybody on the offensive line, man. They in the offseason, did they draft anybody on the offensive line? I don't remember hearing.
It wasn't any worse than last year. It wasn't any worse than last year.
I know, but I'm saying that you would think that they would progress past what they were last year, but they added no offensive line help. And Bortles, I don't know if he's starting to become one of those quarterbacks where he's just tired of getting his ass rocked every game because his line can't protect him, and so he's getting shit.
He's getting David Carr syndrome.
Yeah, essentially. But I mean, Allen Hurns hasn't done anything. And Allen Robinson last week, I think he had like 2 catches or something like that.
He still hasn't done a whole lot. Like the Allen brothers haven't done a whole lot.
Nothing.
It's Bortles, man. It comes down to Bortles and offensive line.
So let's kick it out. So I'm going to start from the bottom up here. NFC South, I honestly think Falcons are going to win the division.
Yeah.
They are playing too good. Matt Ryan may crap a brick in the bottom half of the league, the second part of the season, but they're just playing too good. Like, they're playing offensive football. Their defense is doing okay. They couldn't really stop the Chargers this past weekend, but still, that offense is just going.
Man, don't count out Keanu Neal now.
And
the first-round pick in the 4th round.
Vic Beasley's turning it up. I mean, dude's been actually getting pressure. Like, that weakness that they had last year rushing the quarterback is gone. So,
yeah,
they're
playing pretty fucking well right now.
And going into it, everybody was down on Devonta Freeman coming into this year because kind of at the end of last year, he was kind of, trailing off from what he did at the beginning of the season. And I know I myself, I was like, I really don't want Devonta Freeman on my fantasy team. He's not going to have a great year. He's done solid, and so has Tevin Coleman. I mean, they've both been really great. That whole offense is just taking off. So
that's probably the only other duo in the NFL that you could start both of them and do well.
Yeah. I mean, you're talking about starting both of them. I actually thought going into the year that Coleman was going to take over. Like, he was going to be the running back. Freeman was going to fall off. And we talked about this, I think, last week or the week before. The few offenses that you would start both running backs from, and right now it's just the Bengals. I still wouldn't give both of them a start down there in the Falcons.
I would. I mean, Tevin Coleman's the pass catching. It's the same thing. You have Jeremy Hill, who's Freeman, and Coleman is Gio.
I just don't think the production,
especially in a PPR league.
Like, PPR is a little different, but like in a standard league, I don't give both of them a start because they're going to throw downfield more than they are to Tevin Coleman.
I don't know, man. Look what happened so far, though.
I know.
So far.
Moving to the NFC North, right now the Vikings lead that conference, but I honestly think the Packers are going to pull it out like they do every year. They're going to somehow win that conference at the end of the year. But I think the Vikings have one of the better chances of going all the way, especially if AB comes back towards the end of the year.
Vikings won it last year. They're going to win it again this year.
I think Nick's right. But I will say this, that if the Packers continue to use Montgomery the way that they've done and open up more of the offense that way, I think that they're going to do really well. So I don't know why they cannot get away from Eddie Lacy. He sucks dick.
Eddie Lacy's done in Green Bay. I think this is the year that they're like, all right, you're out. Kenny Powers, you're fucking out of here.
Didn't they tell, like, he showed up in shape and he still hasn't done shit? Montgomery gets in there.
He gained his weight back.
He's catching passes out of the backfield.
I don't know
how another dynamic to that offense.
I don't know how they just don't sit back, let Aaron Rodgers stand there with a guy next to him and just say, throw this ball 75 times a fucking game.
Just like Tom Brady? I don't know, man. They need to. They could do that. I mean, you got James White in New England, Ty Montgomery, same type of guy, pass catching out of the back, can run it. I mean, if anything, won't you make Eddie Lacy your number 2 then. You know, make Montgomery your number 1 and make Eddie Lacy your number 2 whenever you need
Just
to
make
come
him your
down.
goal line back and don't use him for anything else.
Yeah.
Make him like Mike Tolbert.
One thing I read was the Packers' offense is like so simple that it's teams can plan for it within like 2 days of just looking at the playbook, just watching film. Like it's literally that simple of an offense.
I mean, shit, when Eddie Lacy's in there, you know what they're going to do. He can't bust it outside. He hasn't done anything since he's been in the NFL, man.
Goddamn cheeseburger, Eddie.
Yeah. So the NFC West, Seahawks are at the top of that right now. Part of the reason might be because they tied with the Cardinals this past Sunday on such a crappy game that I did not stay up for. I fell asleep at halftime on purpose.
I watched Glenn get murdered in The Walking Dead.
A much better evening because I swear, whenever you watch like an NFC West battle, like I'd say a year or 2 ago, you were like, "Oh, this is going to be a great game." But like recently, it's just been like, man, I want to go in the other room and like do some laundry.
Even the Rams, like the Rams
do Seahawks played.
The Rams Seahawks played, and it was still like a 3-3 battle. You know,
it's terrible. It is so boring.
I don't understand why the NFC West is that way. Like there's good offenses. The Rams, you know, is probably the
worst.
The 49ers.
They have Case Keenum as their quarterback.
But like you have two good offenses, Cardinals and Seahawks both. But when they play the other half of the division, where the hell's that offense go?
Like, I don't know. Like, I watched part of this game. Like, I literally started flipping back and forth. And then when the Walking Dead
saw
came,
Glenn died, and then
no, I saw his goddamn eyeball pop out.
So you saw Glenn get his skull bashed in by a barbed wire bat, and then it was just
I don't watch The Walking Dead.
Sweet dreams.
Yeah. It was fucking, like, it was one of the most gruesome
Is Glenn the Asian guy?
Yeah, his eye popped out. He had normal eyes.
I haven't watched that show. I haven't watched that show since the old guy that drove the RV died. And Carl killed him.
What was his name?
I don't know. All I know is that dumb kid killed him. And
Dude, I wish fucking Carl would have got his goddamn arm chopped off.
The kid's a punk.
Bring back Herschel, man. Bring back Zombie Herschel.
Zombie Herschel head.
Was Herschel the governor?
No. He was the old, like, really
was he the
old
guy? He's the guy that had everybody locked in the
house. Yeah.
Everybody was locked in the barn?
Yeah, that guy.
Okay. So who do you think is going to win the West? Let's just I asked you while y'all never say anything.
Cardinals. Herschel.
I think it's Seahawks. I think it's the Wilson crew.
I think it's Seahawks as well.
All right, now we're down to the NFC East. I saved the best for last.
Oh,
you got the Cowboys and the rookie duo, and you got the Eagles with the misfit of a backfield and Carson Wentz.
You know what? A guy at work always gives me shit because I talk so much shit about the Cowboys. If the Cowboys put Tony Romo back in, I hope the line just stands up and lets people come in and just beat the fuck out of him.
I just rip his leg off.
There is no situation if Dak Prescott is healthy, they put him back in.
Even if Dak has like 4 bad games in a row, you cannot put him back in.
I think if he has a couple bad games in a row, they put him back in, but you shouldn't. Just let the rookie get his lumps and move on.
I'm with Andy on that one. Like, if he starts to do bad, you kind of have to go back to Romo just to, you know.
But what is considered bad?
He loses them 2 games in a row. It is his fault they lose 2 games in a row.
Like, he does bad. He throws picks, fumbles, stuff like that.
He plays like Tony Romo. That's essentially.
Did you guys see that thing this week? It said breaking news. Tony Romo still hasn't thrown a interception yet this year.
No, I didn't see
well, hold on. So you're talking about breaking news. I saw like a couple of articles come out this week that Teddy may not walk again.
Yeah, dude. Apparently, he fucked up his knee. There's multiple doctors that said he's not going to play football again.
Like, I imagine that bitch, like, imagine this is my leg. I imagine that knee was bent up to here, like, backwards. Like,
it's like
him in his own face.
It's like
What did they say?
foot.
Like,
Yeah. What is
the
that?
players like, were getting sick?
What is that
Aside
old
from-
sketch comedy show where the people pull their legs up to their face? No,
Is that Mad
I
TV?
can't. I know.
it might have been Mad TV, but I imagine his knee was bent back, like kicking him in his own dick, like it was that
Are you
gruesome.
talking like the guy was stretching or something like that, and he pulled his leg all the way up to his head?
It
or
might have
something
been
like that?
Mad TV though, where Stewart or something.
No, that was wasn't that Jim Carrey on In Living Color?
It might have been, but I imagine.
Yeah, it was like it was when he was like, "I'm buff, beautiful, and bitching." And he's like, "Let's do our shoulders," and he like pops his shoulders completely back.
The only thing I remember about In Living Color was when he played Fire Marshal Bill, and then when David Allen Greer was the guy who had hemorrhoids. So like he was laid up on like a table or whatever, and like he had like a something over his ass, and everybody that would walk by would just see his hemorrhoids just hanging out there.
Yeah, it was literally the buff, beautiful, and bitching. I'm looking it up.
Actually, I'm thinking it's Goldmember,
Yeah, it is. It's Goldmember. It is Goldmember.
where he bent his leg all the way up to his head or something. Yeah, here's the
Yeah,
picture.
It's Goldmember.
I'm gonna show it on the YouTube video. So this is what I'm talking about. He like bends it like
Yeah.
then there's this where he's like bit it. I don't know if y'all can see this.
Yeah, we can.
Where that shit is bent up. He's just riding on his little wiener right here. Look at this.
Sorry, it wasn't a leg. It was just an arm.
We dislocated his shoulder or something like that on Living Color.
He's like double
What?
jointed or something.
Oh, here, I'll click on it, Nick. Oh, is that Jim Carrey?
Yeah.
That's weird.
So Jim Carrey was hilarious when he played fucking Vanilla Ice.
Let me tell you something.
Let me tell you something.
Let me tell you something. It's gonna be Hedge.
As for the NFC East, I believe that the
Hey, come full circle.
Dallas Cowboys will win because their defense is playing better than it has in the past. Their offense is rolling with the rookie duo back there. So
Yeah,
I'm giving
that
them the,
that
benefit.
offensive line, dude, they are a fucking huge wall. Huge.
Yep.
I think it comes into to who wins.
That's the Sunday night game this week.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. It comes into who wins the Eagles-Cowboys matchup. If the Eagles win, I mean, that's honestly it.
If the Eagles win more games,
Yeah.
they're going to win the division.
Let me
And
tell
not
you-
toot there, John Madden.
The only way you can, what is it? Trent Dilfer said something like, "Yo, in order to make the playoffs, you have to win games." Like fucking Trent Dilfer, go suck a dick.
That's why they always had Trent Dilfer commentating like the 12 o'clock doubleheader game on week one.
He is awful. Like, he
Nobody
is
was
the
awake other than
Trent
people on
Dilfer
podcast.
is the dumbest ESPN analyst I've ever heard in my life. Like, he is awful. He talks as if he's won shit in his life, and he didn't technically win a Super Bowl. That
He
defense.
did win.
Hey,
Yeah,
All he did was
Whoa,
he
whoa, whoa.
stood there on the field. He was like the fucking long snapper. Didn't do a dick and still.
still the brakes, big homie. Brock Osweiler won a Super Bowl too.
yeah. Let's segue into Brock Osweiler.
Let's segue this.
Let's talk about Brock Osweiler now.
Pillsbury Throwboy won a Super Bowl if you want to get that technical.
I mean, hey, Jared Lorenzen is a beast. He'd be the starting quarterback right now for the Browns.
So you're saying
And fullback.
Cowboys. So the Sunday night game is Eagles versus Cowboys. The last game of the season for them is Eagles versus Cowboys.
That's how it is with the Raiders. It's going to be there's 2 games at the end of the season that
What if it
might
comes
get
down?
flexed.
Yeah, both of those games come down to that determines playoff spots. That determines your.
I don't know if it'll
winners of the
determine
division.
playoff spots, but I think it'll definitely determine division. Because my thought is,
Determine fucking playoff
whether
spots.
it's like the Broncos, Raiders, or Eagles, Cowboys, they're all like kind of guaranteed a spot because they're going to have a good enough record. But who wins the division, gets the bye, gets home field advantage, or something like that is going to very much depend on that last game.
Do you guys see the AFC West having 3 teams come out of it?
It depends how shitty the rest of the leagues are.
Well, I mean, let's look at it. I mean, like below
Yeah,
the Patriots, who in that division? What the Buffalo Bills?
Yeah, the Bills.
Buffalo's doing decent. Yeah.
In the AFC South, their ass. So there's
Yeah,
not gonna be
You're only going to have one from the South. You might have two from the North.
and
And one
then
from the East.
the East. Yeah, so maybe.
There's a very good chance that 3 teams from the West make it.
It very well could be. It just the other 3 divisions have to have one, essentially.
Yeah. Literally, they have to have one.
Yeah, and I'm thinking the only one that might screw it might be the Bills, but I'd also would depend on like the tiebreakers because they may not have one. You know.
Mhm.
So, all right.
But wait. Let's take a minute to talk about Brock Osweiler before we go into fantasy shit. This is just,
Dude, you know watching that shit.
He's terrible.
He's muting everybody. He just sees us going like this in the corner.
He's going to cut over to me, and I'm just like, there's a rope hanging in just me.
A DeAndre Hopkins dummy.
Now, I mean, like, okay, so just one thing that I noticed in that game.
Andy, say something.
In that game last night was, we talked about this earlier, there was an option route. There was an option route that DeAndre was running. He could go left, he could go right. So the defender was on his outside to the left. He peels in right. Brock throws like a speed ball directly towards the sideline.
All right. So part of me last night was like, all right, I watched like the first probably drive and a half, and then I saw that option play, and I was like, this is fucking terrible. I was like, he actually looks like he's trying to like say, fuck you, Denver. I'm here to win. And I figured the Denver defense was going to get after him a lot harder than they actually did.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he shot himself in the goddamn foot.
He did, man. He was terrible.
Like, he practiced against that fucking defense.
So, but here's the thing is, do you not think, like, I don't know, in my head, I feel like his timing is off with his receivers. And if your timing is that off with the receivers in your game, you're what, week 7, you just finished it. If you're that bad with your timing or your route running, why the hell are you not staying after every day? Just running routes with DeAndre Hopkins and Will Fuller.
Let me say this. It's not DeAndre Hopkins and Will Fuller because he had an entire offseason to go with him. Last year, DeAndre had 4 quarterbacks throwing to him, and he still put up 1,500 yards.
But they could have simplified the offense like an insane amount, or you just run these 3 routes and that's all it is.
Yeah.
So I'm saying
you're in the NFL, man. This is the NFL. This ain't fucking goddamn.
It ain't Oakland.
Oh,
no, I mean,
I just saw rage in Wilson's eyes when he came back down from this.
That's just ridiculous, man. You are in the NFL.
Yeah, but when you start
get it to your number 1 guy.
Yeah, but my argument about last year is if you start 4 different quarterbacks, you are running the simplest ass fucking routes. You're not going to do something crazy. You're not going to have miscommunication. You're literally just going to be like, hey, run downfield, run a curl, run a post. That's all we're going to do.
Well, you got to think, everybody has a route tree of maybe 10 routes.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Brock is dumb.
But probably.
And he didn't he go to Arizona State? I mean, he probably shit to it. He rode horses, rode
maybe
women.
He's dumb as fuck.
He drank beer. Like, that's what he did.
Out at a pizza parlor at midnight in Arizona by some drunk guy.
He drew plays on a pizza box.
Khalil Mack got a safety on him by tackling him by a towel.
You keep bringing it up, but it was a child of a Schofield trying to block him.
No, but I really think Houston's like, what the fuck did we just spend our money on?
I do love how much they played up the signs of all the Broncos all the fans having Osweiler signs that say, "How do you waste $72 million?" And it's Osweiler like.
Did you see that thing?
Jump face.
NFL meme posted. It said, "Get your Brock Osweiler costume," and it was literally a trash can with his number, and it was selling for $72 million.
I saw. It was like an eBay post or something.
I saw one where he was like on a, like when they take your mugshot or whatever like that, wanted for stealing $72 million. I saw that, and then I also saw a report that came out earlier today about how Bill O'Brien said he's not going to bench him. Like, do you really not have a better option than
Let's look. Houston Texans depth chart.
Don't they have Tom Savage?
They do have Savage. He was on IR last year. That's
I'm
what
pretty sure he's savage as fuck.
Dude, I wanted to go to the Broncos because I wanted to buy a Savage jersey. Tom Savage is their backup. Guess who their third stringer is?
Dude, I have no idea.
Give us a hint. Give us a hint.
Just he's played for two shitty teams.
That could be it.
That's like half the
Town
league.
Brothers.
He's old.
Matt Hasselbeck.
He was old when he was drafted. Let me put it that way.
Chris Winkie?
Chris Winkie.
Brandon Whedon.
Oh fuck! Cut his ass.
That's their third string.
Brandon Whedon. Why would you not put Brandon Whedon? And he was the one that
I wonder
1,500 yards.
I wonder if they regret letting go to Brian Hoyer now. We're just letting him go away.
I love that we literally said
Brian Hoyer with a broken forearm and Brock Osweiler throwing for 80 yards a game.
he's just in a fucking sling.
Wilson, your watch just commented on our Facebook post.
Did she?
She goes,
I don't know
it
if
is
she's
time for new headphones for Zach. He sure is cute.
Oh, that's adorable.
That is adorable. You have such a loving marriage. Where's Abby at?
She's in Phoenix at Top
Oh,
Golf.
that's right. That's right. You said that earlier. Meeting Larry Fitz.
I just got a
let's-
text
let's-
that said, "I don't know what this weather's about, but it makes my body swell up."
That's
In a
good.
good way, right?
So we did it. We did a
Swell that big
recap.
old butt.
We talked about a whole bunch. Let's end the episode this week on our penny pinch and bye-week bill pick and drop of the week. Either of y'all ready?
Yo,
All right. So I'm going to stick and add this one. Devontae Booker is a good pickup. If you're in a 10-plus team league, he's going to be really good. He's only owned by ESPN 33% of leagues. This next week, they're playing San Diego, so he's going to get quite a bit of receiving. He is their receiving back. He also, it appears that Denver has turned into RBC territory. So if you have a deep league and you need somebody that's going to get you more than 0 points, I think he's a good pickup.
So I played a guy in a work league that started him and Lamar Miller. And it's funny because I was like, he's starting to fucking a backup running back. I'm fine. And Booker ended up killing it last night. So I can see that.
No,
I really
think they had around the same amount of carries or something like that. He had a little bit less yards per carry than CJ did. Still solid, though.
Yeah.
You're in a pinch.
Mine is old Jacquizz Rodgers. If he is still on your waiver wire, I don't understand why. According to ESPN, dude's owned in
33 or so percent.
34% of leagues, which is nutso.
I would have thought people already had him.
Yeah. It's his job to lose, especially down there. I really feel he's one of those people that never has really had the opportunity to take the ball, but he's ran the ball 56 times in the past 2 weeks against Carolina and San Francisco, both pretty decent defenses, for
Run defense.
255. So pretty decent. And then he's playing Oakland, who can't stop anybody. So,
Apparently, they stopped the Jags this past weekend, though.
well, it's the Jags.
Yeah. Wilson, what do you got?
I got, if you haven't picked up Montgomery from Green Bay, please do so, because he now has eligibility for running back as well as wide receiver, so you can start him either one of those slots, and I think that he would put up points for you in that. Another one to keep an eye out for, Kadeem Carey. He seemed to be doing well last week. I think he took away a few carries from Jordan Howard. Jordan Howard has been struggling a little bit the past 2 weeks, so that's something to keep an eye on. Maybe pick him up if you got a spot. Wide receiver-wise, Andy, you kind of said something about Devontae Adams. I mean, you can pick him up. I wouldn't start him right away, see what he does. He's one of those guys where it's like, oh, shit, Devontae Adams is going to do great, and then you start him, and he just sucks dick.
Yeah.
So,
No,
I bought on him the last 2 years in a row, and he has shit bricks.
suck brick, kid.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's one of those pinch guys. Like if you're in a 12-plus team league, he might be your only option at wide receiver. Now, to Wilson's Montgomery pick, you could start him at wide receiver or running back in all ESPN leagues. So that's a really good flex. Like that is the ultimate flex.
Yeah.
Start him at the RB spot, the WR spot, or the flex spot.
Out of those two, I'd totally take Montgomery over Adams.
I would too.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think
they're running back right now.
Montgomery's going to get more opportunities, and that's what you want. So Adams, with that wide receiver core, yeah, Jordy Nelson shit the bed so far this year, but he can go for 4 touchdowns this week. Just like he can literally go for 202 touchdowns, and Devontae Adams can get 1 catch for 9 yards. Like you don't know who Aaron Rodgers is going to fall in love with that week.
It's like the Drew Brees syndrome. That's what it's hitting.
My dog is going insane back here.
You hear that?
Red Rocket, man. What's on the press?
I know,
Because he
man.
saw Ben in the window.
Oh God, Ben's gonna kill me. I hope he accepts my Aaron Foster trade. So let's kick it over to the bye week bill drop. Who you guys getting rid of?
Ooh.
Brock Osweiler. Kid. I'd say that if you had Hoyer as one of your quarterbacks, it is now time to drop Brian Hoyer.
Ugh.
I like it how right before that game they said no other Bears quarterback has thrown 4 consecutive games of 300-plus yards, and then immediately breaks his arm. So
Yeah, look like your arm, Wilson, from back in the day.
yeah, I'd say another one, maybe Hogan. I don't know, Chris Hogan.
So I know he was one of our pickups a couple weeks ago, but the big thing is it's one of those things. He's playing his old team this week. So, granted, the Bills' defense is pretty decent, but I don't know what it is. But when you're playing your old team, you always like to stick it to them. So, you know Tom Brady's going to try to get him the ball. So,
Bill Belichick will find a way for Chris Hogan to have about 350 this week with about 4 touchdowns.
So I'm going to change the bye week bill, not necessarily a lot, but I'm gonna look at 2 people you're selling. At the moment, I'm selling Travis Benjamin.
yes.
I'm selling him.
Should have been selling him a while
I'm
back.
getting what I can for him. And if I'm dropping somebody at this point, I'm getting rid of I just lost his name. TJ Yeldon. I'm dropping him. I'm calling it a day.
I dropped Yeldon earlier.
I know, but
you know what?
like,
I would drop Benjamin as well, man. Like, if you have somebody dumb enough in your league to want to trade for either one of them, go for it. Whatever you
I
can get
think
off
Benjamin is worth holding on to, but if you could trade him high right now, especially in any league that you have return yards on, because he gets punt returns for the Chargers. And now he's kind of turned into their second wide receiver. But if you can trade TJ Yeldon, I get rid of him. Right now he's owned in 80% of the leagues. He should really be owned about 40% of the leagues.
Let me ask you this. Would you drop Antonio Gates?
Ooh,
Hunter
Henry?
I would have – Hunter Henry's out this coming week, by the way. But
yeah, he's got a concussion. But, like, if you're sitting there and say that you have 2 tight ends and one of them is Antonio Gates, would you drop Antonio Gates if you have like a great tight end like Jordan Reed? Or
depends what the other one is.
If you have Vernon Davis and
I'm dropping Antonio.
You don't even have to say the rest. Just say Vernon Davis to Andy. Immediately pops the bone.
Would you drop Vernon Davis or Tom Brady? I would keep Vernon Davis. I'd drop Tom Brady.
goddamn Tom Brady, that dirty cheating bastard.
Like deflating people's hopes and dreams and balls.
Let's say that. Let's give props to Vernon Davis, man. Like, dude couldn't catch a pass the last 2 seasons, and then he's finally getting some love in Washington. So
he's had 2 great games.
yeah, it's probably reading it out, but
like I'm saying, like TJ Yeldon, I'm dropping him. He's owned in 80% of the leagues.
mm-hmm.
He's out of here, in my opinion.
So,
Yeah, how many points does he have overall this year?
TJ Yeldon has a total of 41, average of 7 a game. Last week he had 3. All that's averaged off of 2 12-plus point games.
So literally a backup in well, shit, I can't really say that because
He is a bye-week play at best.
that's when you're hurt. One running back.
Well,
That's
the big
when
thing.
You drafted AP, LaShawn, Doug, and Kevin Coleman. All 4 of them are hurt. You pick up TJ Yeldon, start it.
Andy says that, then we cut over to Andy's starting running backs this week, and it's TJ Yeldon.
Well, wait, I'm going to pull up my Yahoo League and show you guys who my starting running backs are.
I'm going to say you got to drop Allen Hurns. Like, he hasn't done anything this year, and he was kind of one of those consistent. Yeah, Allen Robinson went off last year, but Hurns was consistent. Like, you knew he was going to get like 60 to 80 yards, maybe a touchdown.
Hurns last year, I had him, and he was always good for about 4 catches, and those 4 catches would go for about 80 and a touchdown every other week. So
here you go, guys. Sharing my picks. What are you talking about, Hearns?
And then another guy, almost you could throw Jeremy Maclin in this to selling him.
Yeah, man.
He's had 1 game in double digits so far this year, and that was the only game he had a touchdown, which, I mean, he still has Indy this week, Jacksonville, Tampa. Then he has Denver and Atlanta, and then Tennessee and Oakland. But
he has Alex Smith throwing to him. Remember what Jack Del Rio said after the game? He said something about, he's like, yeah, Alex Smith is a throwing quarterback. He just lost to the dude and just called him out.
So look at my Yahoo team. I don't know if y'all can see it on your laptops or whatever.
Yeah.
But my running backs on my team are Tevin Coleman, LaShawn McCoy. I have Doug, AP, and Chris Ivory. That's like my running backs. There's nothing else. Like, this is the awfulest thing.
that sucks.
And I won. That's the sad part, is that this past weekend I freaking won. I won
Don't play for money in that league?
Yeah, this is $40 buy-in.
Can I buy in that league?
Dude, it is stupid. I won. So my first year I won it.
God
and
damn.
I look at the 62 to 57.
Oh,
Dude, I'm telling you, like, my bye week drop of the week was fucking Russell Wilson. If he's on your team, get the fuck rid of him.
Yeah.
That knee and ankle is a lot worse than what people think it is.
The only thing you should own from the Seahawks is Christian Michael. And I saw something like Thomas Rawls is going to be back in 2 weeks. I wouldn't even waste a fucking waiver wire pick on fucking Thomas Rawls.
I mean,
If I was 8-8, I wouldn't pick up Thomas Rawls.
Nah, Thomas Rawls, I'm leaving him out. Michael's taking over. But, I mean, we talked about it. We had our penny pinch rate pick, bye week pick. We, as always, check us out on the web, ffdraftbust.com, Twitter, ffdraftbust, Facebook, just draftbust.
We have a FF Draft Bus rant as well. If the saltier son.
That is ran by the very upset from Zach Wilson 90% of the time.
He's very sad.
Look
at him. He's salty.
Man.
Yeah, a lot of semen intake.
It's protein, man.
Protein.
Good for the soul.
Build the muscles.
So do check us out. Still hit us up with Start Sit questions. I will be manning the Twitter dashboard this Sunday, probably somewhere around 10:30 to 12-ish. I'll probably be on there just going crazy, setting up lineups. It'll be my first Sunday in a little while where I'm just at home.
Man, I've literally only had like a Sunday and a half where all I've done is just sit at home and watch football.
It's been a crazy year. All of October I've been out of town every week.
Yeah, so Sunday, like, I just sit at home and jack off.
Pretty much.
So sad. But
I just brooded over the Raiders.
No. Wilson sends angry hate tweets out to everybody in text and group me messages.
It's all at Brock Osweiler.
at fuck you, Brock Osweiler, you piece of shit.
$72 million, Brock Osweiler. What can you do with $72 million? What would you do with $72 million? 7
Eat
chicks
shit
at the
and
same
die.
time. That's like the Office Space thing. What'd you do with $1 million? Two
chicks at the same time.
I
don't think you need to be a millionaire.
Osweiler can't even buy fucking pizza without getting rats.
Well, I think we're going to end the rants here. That's it for this week, everybody. Like always, check us out. Twitter, FF Draft Bus, Facebook, and the web at ffdraftbus.com, iTunes, and Google Play. Till next week. Check you later.